All right, guys, we are just about to start our third and final session here at the Pickleball Global Challenge Cup. This is session number 2 ended and session number 3 starting. I've got my good friend and confidant, Frank Anthony Davis.
How's everybody doing? Happy to be here, Scott.
I am loving this, man. Are you enjoying this event, man? I am just in heaven here.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's super unique. We don't really get to be in an environment like this very often, and it's very, if it doesn't show on the live stream, it's very intimate. Like, the Players Lounge is just like, I don't know, 6 feet away from the crowd, and we're all just hanging out, talking to everybody. A lot of the pros, if you see on the screen there, a lot of the pros are just hanging out with the spectators. We're just, sitting with everybody.
And that's the cool part about pickleball is, like, the pros are so accessible that it makes the sport just that much more unique, I think.
Yeah.
All right, look at Kyle already showing off right there on camera. Flipping the paddle. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, he flipped the paddle in motion when he absolutely showed off for the crowd right there. All right, so these are some of the top singles players. You're very familiar with these two guys.
2 of the guys I play on a regular basis.
Yeah. How fun is this match going to be?
This is going to be fun. It's actually a rematch of the Lakes a few weeks ago. Kyle ended up beating Joey for 5th place, something like that, 15-10.
15-10.
So Kyle's been playing, pretty sharp lately. Amazing
wow, what a
volley.
shot.
Yeah.
I think Joey right there knew that point was he wasn't going to be able to get that one. He kind of let up a little after that.
Well, Joey's strategically, Joey plays to not burn a lot of energy because his game is all about touch and passing shots. So guys like me, Kyle, Riley, Tyson, we're running and hustling in every ball. Whereas someone like Joey, he plays his way. Similar to like an Eden,
Yeah. So he works off of efficiency, basically.
Efficiency, and he uses that to his advantage and hopes to just execute his game. And when he's executing his game, it's hard to stop him.
It's awesome. Yeah, I've seen him catch fire. I believe we did talk about too where he beat Ben Johns at it was U.S. Open last year.
Yeah, and there's a good example of how penetrating Joey's backhand can be. He gets it to dip so low, and yeah, he did beat Ben Johns in the upper bracket of U.S. Open last year. But Ben did come back to beat him and claim bronze. It was a very close match, I believe. It was 3 sets, and Joey was actually up 8-6 in the third, and Ben just somehow reeled him in. Very windy day, if you remember.
Yeah, I do remember how windy that was. Extremely windy day. Also, these two battled at the Texas Open, I believe, and that was a unique situation too because it was outdoor originally. Then it came a torrential downpour, and we had to move that venue inside at a indoor tennis facility, and it changed the dynamics quite a bit. And I believe Kyle ended up coming back and winning that.
He did, and it was indoors, but it was the same surface, same ball. But don't underestimate the difference that makes. Joey was, I believe, a set up and up 6-5 in the second when they switched. I was watching live.
Me too. Yeah.
And it did go to the tiebreak, but once the match was indoors, Joey just kind of lost all of his momentum, and Kyle was able to tough him out in a great final. Yeah,
absolutely. Now you saw right there, Joey went out wide to try to go around the post. He did bump into that post right there. Luckily, we have some padding right there, so it didn't injure him at all. That he was fine.
Yeah, I think maybe they need to look into lowering the padding a bit, or at least filling in the gap on the bottom there. But it is great to have the padding because without it, I mean, in my match against Jordan might have hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
So one thing you'll notice is Kyle is very good at the cat and mouse game. He'll move Joey around
just like that.
Yeah, and if you see this match, that trend get created, then Kyle will be a huge favorite to if he moves Joey around. It'll be really tough for Joey to hang in there.
Does Joey want to get deep returns and get up to that kitchen to basically control the point from the non-volley zone?
Joey's going to want to hit. You'll see Joey hit very penetrating serves, very penetrating returns, very penetrating third shots. That's his game, and he really wants to make Kyle's third shot as difficult as possible, because Kyle's whole game sits on how good his third shot is in singles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sets up the whole point for him.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Whereas Kyle's trying to work the point a little more. Joey might be trying to end the point a little more on the third shot. Go for something more aggressive.
Yeah. Joey's exceptional at hitting third shot, passing shots on
especially
his 30
with the
singles.
backhand. Yeah.
Yeah, his backhand is really strong.
Incredible.
Did you hear Joey right there?
Yeah. Joey said to Kyle, "That's too good," and I couldn't agree more. How about you?
I agree. I mean, I think that's just a sign of respect too, isn't it, from one competitor to another?
It is. Yeah, you have to know that when a ball's not gettable, say good shot and shake it off.
And I think Joey's a first class guy, so like he really can appreciate a good shot, whether it be from him or his competitor. So
agreed. Yeah.
Some people have a harder time appreciating a good shot during the middle of a match. Joe's not that guy. He's very relaxed and composed. There's just a lot of great things that you can say about a player who can fight through the ebbs and flows of a match and stay steady and consistent the whole time.
Yeah, it's all about bringing your best level at every single moment.
All right, so it's 3-8. Kyle able to increase this gap early by 5. We're basically 5 minutes into this match. Wow, great point there, Joey.
Yeah, Joey. Kyle put that cross court dink. He put it just a little bit too high, and you don't want to get the ball just a little too high against Joey. His anticipation is incredible. If he has a slightest, advantage of the ball being too high and he catches it, it's not coming back because he can just slap the ball.
It's over at that point. So Joey looked like he did like we've been talking about. He went for an aggressive passing shot down the line. It just went wide, but as the game goes on, I think he's going to start making those small adjustments to keep that ball inside the line. And if that starts happening, then we're going to – wow, gosh.
Joey's ball was actually out. Timeout from Farias here.
Okay.
So what I think that we're going to need to see from Joey here is just making Kyle play more balls off of his aggression. Like he might be going for a little too much right now. So if he can keep the ball in play a little bit more and make Kyle work a little bit harder,
that's to his advantage.
Yeah, I think that you'll see better results from Joey. And don't count Joey out. Joey is a fighter. He is not going to give up. 5 points is not a big difference.
Yeah, and especially because we're working off a time clock here, it may seem like, okay, it's 9-4, Kyle's in complete control, but in singles, it takes one side out, right? And then a couple of points strung together, and all of a sudden, it might be 9-7.
Correct.
9-8, and all of a sudden it's a game again, and that can bring a little life back to somebody that's down 5 or 6 points in a match. So, to be honest, I think that's the great thing about singles is it can change quickly.
It's very momentum driven. Doubles is momentum driven too, but you can isolate better in doubles, and in singles you're hitting to that guy every time.
Yeah.
And if they're on fire, it's hard to put that fire out.
For sure. And I think I've had that conversation with you before about how, you appreciate doubles and you love doubles, but singles is really, it's all on you.
Referee called the score wrong, so we're going to replay this point.
She called the score wrong?
Here we go. Oh, it is. It's my error. Here we go. We're going to replay. 4-9.
Kyle's a little upset because he actually won that point, but the referee made a scoring announcement error, so they have to replay the point. And it gets confusing when they're pros are playing this fast and there's so much going on. I don't think that's a major error from the ref.
No, not at all. And actually, it didn't do any damage. Kyle actually ended up winning that next point anyway. So no harm, no foul. And again, I think at the pro level, one thing that the pros do really well, and you can speak on this better, but it's like the ability to go just to the next point, next point.
Yeah,
forget what just happened.
Like we said earlier, you have to shake it off and move on. If you don't shake it off and move on, then you're gonna have a really hard time.
Yeah, and the game can get out of control very quickly at that point. It seems as though early in this game we're just under the 12-minute mark. It looks like Kyle is absolutely dialed in for this right here. it's just too good, man. I mean, both
Yeah.
of those guys are battling, but Kyle's got the upper hand.
Well, what I'm seeing from Kyle is that his third ball is incredible right now. It is dipping low, and when he's hitting it hard, and when he's hitting it soft, it's curving. So every single time Joey's having to bend and move to hit his first volley.
So that's where I think Joey needs to make some adjustments right there. He was able to move Kyle and push him all the way far right,
Yeah.
and then Kyle lifted that ball, and then Joey's able to put that ball away.
Yeah, and what you're saying is, so that people understand is, Joey was able to move him far right with his return.
Correct.
Now, the return is what makes our third shots more difficult or easy. So if you can either give a return with more pace, more angle, more depth, especially, or sometimes you might want to hit a shorter return. That's one strategy that I implement occasionally against our good buddy Eden. Or
Yes.
actually, a quick correction here. Did you know that his name is pronounced Edden?
No, actually, I've been saying Eden for the time that I've known him. That's very good catch there. I actually really appreciate you telling me that, because he's so nice. He didn't even correct me this whole time.
So I had lunch with Edden today, and he just said casually, he's like, yeah, it's actually pronounced Edden Lika.
Eden Lika. Well, so a lot of people say Eden Lika.
Yeah,
So they actually
which is both
invert
wrong.
it. Yeah, they invert it, and that may be the American way to say it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that he actually casually corrected that,
Yeah.
because this is kind of funny to me. Like, this whole time, he's never really said anything to me.
Yeah, me neither.
And
Yeah.
you've been saying that wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to switch sides here. Kyle's still with a pretty commanding lead. I think you'll see Joey implement a little more aggression here, especially with the return. He really needs to get some progress going here.
I'd like to see Joey maybe return to the backhand there, but actually that worked against what I was going to say. I was thinking that maybe that would actually help.
Well, actually, Joey went central with that return, and Kyle stepped into a backhand and just kind of curled it inside out down the line, which is an extremely difficult shot. So Kyle's in the zone right now, and when Kyle Yates gets in the zone, you don't want to be the one on the other side of the net.
You do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk about that for a second. I mean, when a pro player gets in that zone, I mean, you feel the shots, don't you? You were in that zone earlier today when you played against Jordan.
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling when you're in the zone, and it's a terrible feeling when your opponent's in the zone.
Man.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time where both people are in the zone?
There is, yeah, and I think we just witnessed that with the Ben Johns and Tyson McLaughlin final at the Lakes that went to the 15-point tiebreaker.
Yes.
The physicality in that match was
Brutal.
incredible. I mean, Ben looked like he had nothing left. Ends up, the ebb and flows of that match, it was Tyson took a little lead. Ben took a little lead. Back and forth, and then just finally Ben edged it out, but it was 16-14.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the times that I've seen it happen, but rarely are both
goodness.
players in the zone.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Kyle just ripped that forehand right by Joey. I mean, he's just really dialed in right now at the
So
moment.
if you notice, and this is something that I think is really working to Kyle's advantage here, is most of his winners are going to Joey's forehand side, which Joey has a very, very good forehand, but his backhand is, in my opinion, his stronger shot. He can do more with it.
Do you think that's a conscious decision by Kyle to make sure that the ball that he's hitting is going to the forehand?
Wow.
Now,
Joey just hit an around the post forehand
On
that
which
was
side?
that was on the wall side, and it curved around the net post, between the net post and Marsha Freso, our referee.
and in by a good foot or two, maybe.
It was extremely in.
Wow.
And it was not angle. It was actually to the left of the net post. He curled it around like a banana shape.
It was like a banana-shaped
Yeah.
shot. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
whipping shot there. Okay, there's the backhand right
That's what I'm talking about. So if Kyle gets that ball anywhere to Joey's backhand high, he's going to finish the point almost every time.
there. Now, this game's looking a little closer all of a sudden. 7-15.
Joey's improved his shot making a little bit. So we'll see what Kyle does. He might try to slow the points down, maybe make him dink a little bit. So again, third shot to the backhand,
Boy, he
forehand
painted
side.
that that baseline right there with that drop shot. Okay, so it looks like Joe's got a little life here all of a sudden.
He does. He's going to have to keep up a pretty high level. But, okay, so Kyle has decided at 6 minutes and 30 seconds to burn his final timeout.
That's interesting.
That'll take us to about 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Scores 15-9.
I do find that to be interesting. Maybe do you think at this point it's less about him being tired and more about him trying to stifle that momentum that Joey
I think
getting?
It's exclusively to stifle Joey's momentum because he made Kyle play 3 or 4 very physical points. So it doesn't hurt to take a break for sure, but believe me, Kyle's not tired. He just wants Joey to cool down a little bit.
So that's a strategic timeout versus just being winded and out of breath and needing to take a breather.
You're talking about top 5 pros. For those guys to get winded, it's not very often, especially in a 20-minute time match,
And we're inside under the lights. That helps too, right?
Because air conditioning.
The physicality of doing this outside at the U.S. Open match after match can really wear you out physically.
Oh, yeah. Last year, I believe it was like 85 degrees. Yeah.
Brutal, Frank,
right,
brutal.
Resuming here, Joey serving 9:15, 5:30 left on the clock.
I don't think that's a bad decision by Joey to jump on that ball and try to roll that past Kyle, but just Kyle hit a good enough shot that where Joey couldn't really do much with that.
It was very low, tough volley for Joey to hit. Yeah.
You saw a little frustration, he kind of pointed at the net there. It's hard to come back against a guy like Kyle when some of those things don't go your way, right? When they don't come off the net and fall in. So that's probably a little bit of what you're seeing there.
Wow.
I think Kyle just gave him props for that.
Yeah. Joey took that ball and landed it, on the very outside of the line. It dropped straight down. So much side spin on it.
I have a lot of respect for Kyle making that call in because that call could have been called out, and I think you could have called that either way, so that's great sportsmanship there. Oh, listen to that crowd getting into that right there.
The crowd really likes the drop shots and tweeners, and, a lot of times we try to provide that for him.
You do some phenomenal stuff on the court in singles. One of the shots that you do where it's almost up above your left shoulder, and instead of trying to track it on your forehand side, you'll spin around and actually hit the ball with the backside of your paddle. I noticed. Is that something you practice, or is that just instincts?
You mean like off a lob?
Yeah, like off a lob or a little bit higher ball.
It's something that I do practice. I find that if you can get the ball and get it down in that scenario, it's hard. It's a hard shot, but it is a fun shot.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks good too when you do it. All right, so we're just under 4 minutes here. It's 16-9. Kyle's not in complete control 100% at the moment because the time is still enough where Joey can make this run. But I think the next few points are going to prove to be either beneficial for Joey or fatal for Joey, depending on how this goes.
Yeah, this is kind of kill or be killed time here because he's going to have to really, really step up to make up a 7-point difference in 3 minutes. Again, a very aggressive return from Joey there, trying to end the point a little bit quicker.
And it worked.
Yeah, it did work. He's going to need a little more of that magic on the next 3 points here. So,
if Joey was down 7 points to me with 2 minutes and 56 seconds, he could make a 7-point run easily. But it's not as easy to do that against the number 3 ranked player in the global pickleball ranking system.
Hey, well, Joey is literally the next guy below him, I believe.
I think he is number 4. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so
it's incredible.
This is a very even match up as far as skill level and ranking.
Yeah, absolutely. And on paper, these two match up very well together. Kyle having a little fun there. I think the ball may have fallen into that basket of pickleballs over there. We've got a pretty good crowd here tonight for the third session, don't we?
We do, yeah.
It's a pretty full house right
packed,
here.
Yeah. Again, incredible forehand roll from Joey.
Man, that inside out, the way he rolls that, and it just drops in right there at the line.
So he actually grabs the bottom and the side of the ball and twists it inside out so that it gets angle, and then after it gets the angle, it drops on a dime. It's a very high skill level. I don't recommend it for anybody who's
For
not
the
Joey.
average player. I love it. All right, so what I'm noticing right now is the difference in the score right now, I feel like it's just the unforced errors. Kyle's made less unforced errors. I mean, Joey's had some missed returns. Of course, right there they say that he misses the serve, but I just feel like Joey's missed a couple of missed returns. He's hit a couple balls wide on some of his passing shots.
Yeah, Joey's passing shots are missing, and that's a big problem.
It could easily be 14-14 right now if that wasn't the case, but
Yeah.
But also give credit to Kyle. Kyle has just been playing phenomenal from start to finish this game.
Agreed. Kyle's level is very high right now in this game. I think especially with his third shot. His third shot is on fire. We might see a couple fun points here. Let's see.
Well, this is honestly
Point.
this is a big win for Team East again because Team East is down a good bit right now.
Watch Kyle try a lob serve.
Why would he do that? Wow, Joey with a massive return on that lob serve.
10-20.
A little frustration hit there.
Another lob serve. Saber.
Another lob.
Tweener.
Oh, tweener up against the
Tweener,
wall.
Perfect drop.
Oh, the hang time. Oh, what a point right there.
Joey makes an incredible volley off of Kyle's shot-making skills. Here we go. Hustle up for the final point of the match.
Here we go. Oh, we ran out of time. The buzzer sounds right as they're. Hey, but a great way to finish that match off, right?
As we said earlier, Scott, these singles points are really helping us for East team.
Oh, you guys are staying around in this event because of the singles success.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
All right, guys. Thanks again. What a great, entertaining match right there.
A lot of fun. It's always a little hectic playing Kyle because he gets everything back. And my singles game, I don't really run all that much. I run a whole lot more than I normally do. I play by the inches, and I was just a quarter inch off on about 9 of my passing shots, and that's the big difference there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were noticing, that you were just on the early drives, the passing shots, which you're so successful with a lot of times, you were missing just a fraction of an inch, and sometimes that's the difference, right?
Right, exactly. It's just a little bit off. You miss it by a couple centimeters, and that can change the whole game.
Real quick, I noticed that last point, you guys had a bit of fun right there for the crowd. I mean, is that something you guys just do instinctually right there that just kind of plays out that way?
Oh, for sure, especially 10, 20 seconds left, and we know that I'm way behind, so once we got in that situation, it was kind of, just to show off some shots and have some fun out there.
I loved it, man. I loved it. I know the crowd enjoyed it too. Thanks so much, sir. I appreciate it, man. All right, we've got Kyle Yates coming in right now with us. Kyle is the recipient of that big win right there. That was a huge win for Team East, guys. You guys have picked up some real momentum here late in this day two. Talk to us about that and how important that win was for you guys.
Well, every match is huge. I mean, every match we don't win, we're 2 more points behind. So, we got some work to do to climb back up. But, we got a few wins this session, which we're pretty happy about.
Yeah, you guys have had actually great success against Team West in singles. And I don't know if that's just you guys just biting down, gritting a little bit, and just coming out with those wins in singles, or if it's just the advantage you guys have naturally there.
I'm 1-1. I had a tough match with Riley last night, but I think I did a better job with my groundies today. I think I got a little more comfortable hitting the ball. I know I slipped a few more past Joey, didn't get a whole lot past Riley last night, so at least I'm 1-1 with the singles. So, and today counted for 2, so at least we got a point there. And I know Colin Johns got a good win in singles. Eden has got a couple wins in singles, so he's been really carrying the load for us.
And so is Frank Davis. Frank Anthony Davis has gotten a couple wins too.
Yeah, Frank had a big win today too. So
real quick, because I asked Joey, I mean, that end point right there, you guys look like you had a bit of fun there for the crowd. I mean, is that something you guys just do naturally there?
Yeah, Joey's a really good friend of mine. And once the time was kind of running down, and I had a few point lead, I think we kind of knew it was over. So we were just trying to have some fun, get the crowd involved a little bit towards the end.
I love the tweener up against the wall. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, don't try that at home. That was a little close to the wall, but I somehow got it in the kitchen. That was fun. I wish I'd have won that point though.
Kids, don't try that at home.
Guys, I'm Pete.
I'm Mac with Pickleball Global here in the beautiful sunshiny state of Florida in Bonita Springs.
And we want to just thank you for watching the Pickleball Global Challenge Cup powered by Pickleball Global software. Pickleball Global is a league and tournament creation platform for individuals, coaches, teams, clubs, and community organizations around the country and around the world.
Yeah, and we're proud to be the software provider of the Indian Open, the Thailand Open, and now this week the Netherlands Open.
We run large-scale events all over the country and all over the world. And if you want to run a league or tournament in your community, you can reach out to us at info@pickleball.global. Check out the pickleball.global site or give us a call at 239-301-2141.
Yeah, we look forward to working with you. Call us soon and we'll set it up.
Thank you.